Excellent. That's a great question. Thank you so much for that. All right, hi.
Hey guys, I'm Kaz from London. How you doing?
Hey, great shirt.
Thank you very much.
Good shirts at the panel.
Yeah, I was wondering, are we going to hear more about Amy's background coming into season 10? Oh, by the way, season 9, best season ever. So season 10, are we going to see anything more with Amy's background and family or anything coming up?
What would you like to know specifically?
Everything.
Well, this isn't exactly going to answer your question, but Steve Holland and I were traveling over a hiatus, and we met some awesome people, and we had dinner with a real-life neuroscientist, and she was amazing, and we said, tell us more, tell us what you're up to. We want to pick your brain. And she said, well, what I'm most fascinated in and what I'm working on the most is the sex lives of mice, and so basically mice porn. And so we're like, well, that's exactly what Amy has to be working on. So it hasn't happened yet, but I think that's going to make its way into the show.
She was studying specifically orgasms in mice, and the reason in mice, and this is the good part, is you could tell when it happened because they immediately pass out.
That's not normal?
So it was the most like human beings, I guess.
Oh.
What is mouse style like?
And this year was so exciting because we shot the 200th episode, which is crazy. Could you guys tell us a little more about that episode?
Yeah, that was super fun. That's where we finally had Adam West, Batman, come and join us, and he was amazing and funny and game. One interesting note about having Adam West on is those car scenes where he's defending why he's the best Batman. We had actually written that in season 8, and for some reason he couldn't do the show, and we were putting together the plan for the 200th episode, and somehow we came up with the idea, well, maybe
there was another story that wasn't working.
There was another story we wanted, but we arrived at the point where we knew that the guys wanted to get somebody that Sheldon would like to come in person for his birthday, and it was Batman. And then I think it was Jeremy was like, wait a minute, 2 scenes are already written from last year. And we went through the computer and we found them, and they went word for word in the script. And I have said, if you ever are going through your pants and find $20, you're like, hey, this is great. That was like 8 pages that were already written. So that was one thing.
That's so
from the
cool.
200. Was there anything else?
8 pages we thought were good, because we see you guys and we're like, these guys are entitled to whole new episodes every week. So they were good scenes, right? We weren't like, let's go home early.
We hadn't used them.
Right, and they were unused. See, they were new to you. Yeah.
And then this year we also met Leonard's dad, which is so cool, Judd Hirsch. That was very, very cool that we had him there.
Judd
yeah,
Hirsch.
give it up for Judd Hirsch.
This is.
Could you guys tell us a little bit about your first interaction?
I have an interesting first interaction with Judd Hirsch. He did the table reading. He was amazing. I'm excited to meet him. And I'm talking to him, and I notice that one of his pupils is super dilated. And I'm like, uh-oh, because he's like 81. I'm like, so we get back to the writer's room, like, did anybody talk to Judd Hirsch? Like, I don't know the protocol in Hollywood if you think one of your actors is having a stroke or what you're supposed to do. I'm like, do we call his agent? Is he fine? Is he okay? So then Jeremy gets on his phone and he types in Judd Hirsch E, and Google fills in eyeball. And
I don't even think I had to type the E. It was one of the first things that came up. Judd Hirsch.
And it said that he is known for having one dilated pupil. So if you ever run into Judd Hirsch, don't freak out. He's got one
So if you're ever
eyeball.
worried you're
It's
having
cool.
a stroke, Google your name and E, and if it fills in eyeball, you're gonna be okay.
By the way, if you're going to assassinate someone and you want to do it in a way that gives symptoms, change their Google information. So when people Google them, they'll see the symptoms. They'll say, oh, that's fine.
Right.
That's normal. But that's not what happened with Judd Hirsch.
Now the headline's going to read, Judd Hirsch has stroke and crowd does nothing because Big Bang panel told them not to worry about it.
Anyway.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm from San Diego, and I have a question for Melissa, actually.
Okay.
When you were first cast in the show, did the directors and writers tell you to speak or give you a specific voice or accent, or did you kind of develop that on your own?
That was something that I came in with on my own. My mother talks very similar to Brenda, except without the Jersey accent. My mother has a high-pitched voice. So that was something that I did in the audition and then ran with. Yeah, that's actually my real voice. And this is my fake voice. But yeah, that's something that I just ran with after the audition. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm from Maryland, East Coast.
Maryland in the house.
Okay, so I volunteer for the United States Geological Survey, and my mom works there. So I was wondering, of all the disciplines of science that Sheldon trashes on the show, why is geology always the one that gets the worst of it?
Oh! Throw down for geology!
If I may speak on Sheldon's behalf, there's an inherent flaw in your question. Geology is not a science.
Oh!
I want to.
Them's are fighting words.
I want to say something
Be
seriously.
careful, she might have brought rocks.
Bill, she may throw rocks, literally.
It is. What?
Sheldon
it's rock
Sheldon is a flawed character. As if he was perfect, it would be less interesting. I would hope sometime he'll come to love geology, and that will be growth on his part.
Yeah.
I think, but seriously, I think, bigotry is a fascinating thing. And that his is so peculiar that it is, because it's a dark side. It's a very dark aspect of humanity. There are people we don't like, but that he has chosen a pleasant, benign group of people who spend their days going, I'm not sure, is this mica or is this quartz?
Well, he seems uncomfortable with the earth and with his body, so maybe he's trying to ascend to some realm of thought where he'll be invulnerable, and the idea that we're rooted to the earth makes him feel uncomfortable.
You have to forgive Bill for being a little surly. The man has a snake in his beard.
I don't have a snake in my beard.
Thank you for your question. I'm sorry, man.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, awesome costume.
Thank you. My name is Marley. I'm from LA. And what is your favorite part about writing Big Bang Theory?
What's your favorite part about writing Big Bang Theory, everybody?
Our bosses, Steve and Bill.
Good answer.
That's such a good answer. Thanks, man.
Good answer, Saladin. Good answer.
Being down here, I think, is like one of the coolest things. This is like our Coachella, I guess. I don't know what to say. Like you guys love being here. We love being here just as much. This is so cool. This is so fun for us. So I would say come to Comic-Con.
I will say one cool thing is this job has afforded us to meet like a lot of our heroes, which is crazy that like we work on this sitcom and then you get to shake Stephen Hawking's hand.
And Leonard Nimoy and amazing people and geek out about them. And
yeah, so that for me, that's been a very cool aspect of getting to work on the show.
Yeah, that was the same thing for me. I got to meet Adam West, which was huge because I grew up watching the 60s Batman on reruns. And after a run-through, I went up to him and I asked him for a picture, and he was very nice. And I said, it's a pleasure to meet you. Great working with you. You're a big reason why I got into writing. And he said, young man, that'll be $85. Which I'm sure he uses with everyone, but it felt special to me.
I have a question for you guys. One of my favorite episodes of the season was when Sheldon sang "We Will Rock You." So could you guys tell us how that came to be and a little more about that episode?
Well, you have an interesting part of that story.
Oh, well, I came in, so I came in to discover that the guys had written this thing that involved using the Queen song, "We Will Rock You," but they
had changed the words.
Changed the words to "We Will Percussive Shock You." It's in the sequence where they're trying to get the tire changed on Feynman's band. And they came in with the news that Queen never allows you to change the lyrics of their songs when you license the rights. So they were stuck And we were talking about it, and I have no idea why this came to mind. I said, you know what? I think I remember that Brian May, the guitarist from Queen, after his rock career became a physicist. And because I know odd things, and it makes me socially awkward. And I said, what if we could like appeal to him science show to science show? So pull up his Wikipedia page, and he is a physicist now. And it said he was a consultant on the New Horizons probe that went, the NASA probe. And I said, wait a minute, I know the New Horizons guy because they contacted us to put New Horizons stuff on, which we did because Koothrappali had New Horizons. So I said, Steve, I have Brian May from Queen's email address. Should I just email him and ask?
Yeah, the answer to that is yes. Email Brian May from Queen.
So email Brian May from Queen, and I say, big fan. And I say what we want to do. And he emails back and like 2 hours later and says, well, send me the pages. And then so we send him the pages, and he says, yeah, sure, that sounds fine. We'll take care of it. And then I said, how come you guys don't tour anymore? And then he never answered that. That part isn't true. I made that part up.
So, hi.
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 Hey,
Hi.
I'm Brian from Champaign, Illinois. Thank you for the care you put into the characters we love. So we don't want it to end, but is it known to the writers or to anyone how we're going to end the show, and is there a final state that you're working towards?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you. You seem like a nice guy. There's been a few thoughts that have floated around, but nothing concrete. And, you know, we don't really know how long the show is going to go on for. So I think it's a little early for us to be thinking about an end point. But if I see you on the floor somewhere, we'll chat.
Hello. Hi, I'm Cynthia from San Diego, and I'm really excited to be here. My question is about Penny. So she starts out in a job that she's passionate about, but feels kind of cheap and judged and gets really frustrated. But now she's in a job that she hates and is feeling cheap and judged, but she's making a lot of money. Right. So what's going to happen with her career and how is she going to evolve with that?
We're still figuring things out, but I think she's in an interesting and relatable place. So I think she's going to explore her options and start to think about what's going on. But I will tell you, in the way I just talked about that flag convention, we believe in the world of Big Bang Theory that movie she made with Will Wheaton, Serial Apist, is floating around and has developed a cult following. So one way Penny could make money is by signing autographs at small conventions as the star of Serial Apist. So again, like Eric said, let's just keep that between us.
That's a really solid question. Thank you.
Hi. Hi. My name is Alondra, and I just wanted to say that I love The Big Bang Theory, and my question is for Bernadette.
Let me get her. Hold on.
Okay. So hurry up. How is it any different and how you guys talk in the show and when you're in your character than how you guys talk in real life?
She swears all the time.
I do. Lots of F-bombs. I mean, I could speak for myself. I'm much dumber in real life. When they put words in my mouth, I sound much smarter. Yeah, I think, you know, we don't, even as far as we were talking before about the Hufflepuff, like, I need things in that world need to be explained to me as well as some of the other cast members. So I think we're just vastly different from the characters we play. So like Holland was saying, it's a lot of, as far as I go, it's a lot of F-bombs and what? And then
Bernadette's a lot shorter, right?
Bernadette's much shorter than I. You know what's weird? Here's a weird fact. My size shoe, as Melissa, is a size 6.5. Bernadette wears a 6. I swear to God, ask our costume department. When they give me 6.5 on set, I cannot. I'm falling out of them, and they give me it and burn. It's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that.
I'm very method.
It should be noted that Melissa is a remarkable writer in her own right.
Yes.
She had a movie out, The Browns, that she wrote with her husband, which was fantastic if you saw it, and she is awfully good at writing.
That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your question.
Hi, I'm Kenzie. I'm from Los Angeles, and my question is for the writers because I really loved the Scavenger Vortex episode and the one when they were playing charades and all those games. So I'm just wondering how you guys consistently come up with so many funny lines.
Well, clearly we're hilarious.
Well, the
I
writing
don't know
process
how
in the
to
room works a lot like this. On some shows, people go off and write drafts, and on this show, we've always worked where we all sit as a group around a table and try to make each other laugh.
Right, and
Sometimes it works.
yeah, like sometimes, like I've noticed, like sometimes I make some jokes here tonight or this morning, and nobody laughed at them, and then sometimes I make some jokes and people do laugh at them, and then if we were doing it as a show, the first ones we would throw away, and you wouldn't see them. So we have a chance to like try to make each other laugh and fail, and then if we fail and no one laughs at them, then we don't need to write them down, or we don't need to ask the actors to say them. We could just kind of burn them and throw them, bury them in the proverbial cornfield behind the writers' room. And then if we occasionally make a joke that other people laugh at, we're like, hey, that's pretty good. Maybe we'll ask the actors to say it, and then they'll say it, and then maybe the people in the audience will laugh. So we have these stages to like fail safely. And I think that's part of it. And it's a credit to all these very talented writers here that we're in an environment where we can be vulnerable and we can make mistakes and try and succeed, but also fail, and that's safe as well. And that's a credit to Steve and Bill as well for creating that kind of environment.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to bother you again about some more casting news. Do you know who Penny's brother is going to be played by, and you're just not telling us?
Okay, I do know. And
Can you give us a hint?
well, he's backstage if you guys would like to meet him. Okay. So we had to cast Penny's brother, and as you may remember, he's a drug dealer and he has just gotten out of prison, and we needed to find the right person that we could get for this, and I think we did a pretty good job on the casting. So he's a little scary. Security, just be ready. You may also know him as Kenneth the Page from 30 Rock. Jack McBrayer, get out here. I'm nervous just sitting next to him.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. Welcome, Jack. Have you ever been to jail?
I mean, recreationally. No, I've never been to jail.
Would you be willing to go to jail to prepare for this role?
I look real good in orange. I'm real good at making new friends. So. Work out great.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to working with you after you get out of jail.
Thank you.
Give him a big round of applause, everybody. That's awesome.
Have you ever stabbed anybody with a sharpened spoon?
But like as a joke. I thought it was hilarious.
That one usually kills.
I'd like to withdraw my comment about Melissa's writing skills.
Anyway, we are thrilled to have Jack here and to be joining our little family and our little universe. We couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. My name's Jennifer. I'm from Sacramento, and I hear I'm the last question. First, I'd just like to say I'm a big fan from episode 1, and I always appreciate when you mention Hanukkah in December. We're not left out. I appreciate that. With regard to Penny not having a last name, was it intentional from the start, or did somebody realize it at some point and you just went with it as a thing?
It's Maccabee.
That at some we had named we'd gone through and given the characters first names, and we had to come up with last names for the guys. I think at the request of set decoration for degrees on the wall.
And you had picked Nobel Prize winners,
yeah,
right?
they Nobel Prize physicists for their last names, Cooper and Hofstadter. And at some point, it had never come up, Penny's last name. And
then we just started getting superstitious about it, and we were afraid if we gave her one in year 4, we would get canceled or something horrible would happen. So, but she has one now, and it's Hofstadter. So, I mean, if that was our last question?
Was that, I guess,
okay.
last one?
See, if you had put a snake in your boot, we could have a big ending to our show.
I don't have a snake in my boot, Steve.
Well, next time you should think about it.
I'll look.
If you can't see it, that snake says, "Thanks, Comic-Con." And really, I just have to say thank you, all of you. We are so grateful for watching the show. We love you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I just want to thank you guys. Thank you. And I just want to say, I know I can speak for the cast when I say that we feel so lucky that each and every week we get to say the words of the most brilliant, hilarious, hardest working writers in this business. They write 24 episodes a year, which is truly unheard of. And we are all constantly blown away every time we get a script. And they're also some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. So give a huge Comic-Con round of applause for this group of people who I love with all my heart.
Thank you, everybody.
And again, give a round of applause to Jack. And to all of you, thank you so much for your love, your dedication. We wouldn't have a show without you. Big Bang would just be a theory. So thank you guys, we love you.